I think managers catch a lot of flack because people want them to basically parent their employees, and people will sometimes forget that they are on their own career path in the way that businesses are currently structured, which I don't agree with. I believe totalitarian, not authoritarian.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the chain down. Totalitarian is everyone's on the same level. Everyone's voice matters. Everyone's voice contributes. Managers are people whose primary goal is to manage people, not to do their own thing. That's where my ideal business structure is, because I don't think you can effectively manage people to the greatest extent when you have personal goals that don't revolve around making
the people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You've clocked into Office Hours with work besties Sohan and Hameda, helping you survive and thrive between 9 and 5.
We believe in work and play, so get ready to crush your career and live your best life.
Speaking of crushing your career, do you know what's really important for that?
Performance reviews.
Yes, exactly.
It is performance review time. I mean, I feel like companies do it at different random times, but for us, it's about now, so it's really top of mind. But if your performance review is like mid-year or whatever, listen now, revisit when it's time to come, because we've got some really good tips here.
Yep. If you've just had yours, we've got some tips for stuff to do beforehand, even right after your last one.
Yes.
So you can listen and learn from that.
Yeah, this episode is going to be useful no matter what stage you're at in your performance review, because there's some things that I wish I had been doing all year, but I haven't.
Exactly.
We talk about that. One thing I did want to talk about though is I feel like from the vibes I've been getting from all you guys listening on the comments section and everything, I feel like people put a lot of weight on their manager to be the one to do everything for them. And I understand where that comes from. You know, the sentiment that I've seen has been like, I'm not getting paid enough to be thinking about the bigger business goals. I'm only getting paid enough to be doing what I'm doing now. And I understand that feeling. If you want to move ahead faster, you have the power to do that by being more proactive, by managing up, by taking on that bigger picture thinking.
I would say don't think about it like you're contributing to the business goals. Completely delete that thought from your mind when you're thinking of it. Think about it as how this is for me. I'm benefiting myself. How do I align myself with the goals of this person who has the power to give me more money?
Yes.
Stop thinking about it in the sense of I'm helping this business and they're not. No.
It's about you.
It's about you.
And work takes up so much of your life. So yeah, it sounds like, oh, I'm just like slaving away working for the CEO or whatever. No. Work is going to be part of your life. You've got to make it work for you.
And when you hack it, it's going to be better for you rather than you waiting for other people to do it for you and then being disappointed when they don't. Because you have the opportunity to do that for yourself. So take it.
Take it. I would encourage you guys, if you've been feeling that kind of way, you're resentful towards your manager, you feel like you're not getting anywhere, you know, you kind of just like, what's it called? Like quiet quitting vibes. So you're just kind of like, you know, going along. I challenge you guys to reframe it, go into this episode with an open mind, think about how you can go the extra mile to just make it work better for you, and what that means. It will end up working better for the business, because if it works for the business and it works for you, that's 2 wins, and like that's how you're going to progress in your career and how you're going to stand out from the crowd. So yeah, have an open mind.
Yeah, the business goals are just your cheat codes.
Yes.
Like we tell you all the time to lie. Just lie. I'm just kidding. No, but like genuinely
finesse.
Lie about how much you care about the business goals.
Yeah.
No one is going to question you on it. When you're talking about how good you are at something and you're like, this is great because I know that XY really cares about this. It's not like you're saying, I only care about what the business cares about. You're literally just using what the business cares about to make yourself look better.
Yes.
And that's how you need to be thinking about this stuff. Your manager is not going to do that. And therefore, there'll be some kind of progression, because obviously I'm not going to sit here and say managers don't do that, because I know that mine, at least, I'm sure there's some in the world who literally don't. But while they're not like sitting there going through my 10-year plan in detail, they still have an understanding of like, this is what you're good at, this is where you can go. But they're not going to like analyze my entire life and like my feelings to make that happen for me, especially if I'm not being vocal. Like if I'm sitting here, and by the way, I'm not a manager, so before you come for me, this is just me as an employee. But I'm like, I feel like if I'm sitting here going, I'm just going to do what I'm doing to the point where like I'm not going to get fired because I'm doing my job, and I'm not actually going to speak about what I want to do and where I want to be and what I want to achieve. And I'm not going to use the information around me to alter the way that I say that so that it makes it seem like I'm super, super valuable, but really I'm just trying to like give myself stability and like a great, you know, future. Nothing's going to end up, it's just going to be like.
Nothing will happen.
It'll be a snail pace.
You'll be coasting along.
Like it'll happen, but in 10 years instead of in 2 years. And do you really want that for yourself? Like, because honestly, the sooner you get to that, the sooner you'll be actually cruising.
That I was just about to say, it's hard work now for ease later.
Yes. Yes.
You'll be getting paid more later. You've proven yourself. So like, I feel like, and I don't know if this is toxic or not, but I feel like more flexibility comes with time when you prove yourself.
It does.
So it's hard work now, be proactive. And then in a few years, you'll be cruising.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
And life will be easier.
Managing up is a selfish act. Yeah. Think of it like that.
Yes, you're not doing it for the manager, you're doing it for you.
Making your
life easier.
Would you prefer to be micromanaged? Because I wouldn't.
No.
I want to like set my own stuff up. I want to dictate how my, you know, career goes.
Yeah.
And if you're waiting for someone else to define that for you because you can't be bothered or you don't think you're getting paid enough, you're probably going to end up in a job you hate.
Yes, you're just going to stay where you are.
Because you haven't been the one doing it.
Anyway, that felt like a lecture, but it was really on my mind because I was going through the comments yesterday and I was like, oof, I feel like we need a mindset shift, guys. So let's mindset shift.
Yes.
Performance review. This is for you. And yeah, I hope it's useful. Okay, my first tip is be proactive and know what you're walking into. I've had performance reviews before in like other companies where like there was no process and like maybe my first performance review and you just walk into the meeting blind and you're like, hey, you know, it really can, like if you know what you're about to walk into, you can prepare, and that preparation is really important. So get across your company's process. A lot of companies have like a very thorough process, but if they don't, make your own process. Literally just have a chat with your manager before, follow up after, and like set actionable goals. Like that should be your goal for the review.
So true, because before I like started working at not a real company, but like in a company that does performance reviews in that way, like very like orderly, structured instead of just a chat. I always just, in my brain, performance reviews were always just a chat.
A chat. Just but like, how have you been going?
They're actually not.
No.
They're very different from a like regular chat you would have with your manager. There is a spreadsheet involved, which I was shocked by.
Literally.
So that's a really good tip.
And I think like you really get out of your performance review what you put into it. So if you go in blind, you just have a chat. Yeah, things are going well. I hit my KPIs. I'd love a promotion. You're probably not going to get anywhere. But if you prepare and know, and the way to prepare properly is to know what your manager expects, like it can actually result in growth. So yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Very smart. Love that tip. Off the back of that, a great way to also prepare, other than obviously knowing what to expect, I guess when you do know what to expect, this is when you can keep this in mind, but keeping a record of everything, every project, every initiative, every task that you felt particularly proud of or you thought you did really well, keep a record. Keep a bloody record, because you're not going to remember. Every time this happens, this time of year comes around, I've been in just this industry for 7 years, other industries before that. I am always shocked that it's time for performance reviews. I'm not paying attention. And then I'm like, what did I do this year?
I need to follow your advice there, because I feel like it's so important to keep a record, just jot down notes. I don't do that. Yeah. And then it comes to performance review time and I'm like, what have I been doing for the last 12 months? A lot. But like, it becomes like a quick copy paste finesse and you're done. Instead of like let me think back to 8 months ago.
And you are going to end up missing things. Yeah. And you can't expect your manager to remember those things because they're focused. They also have to do a performance review. Don't forget about that. They're preparing their own. Like it's actually, it's keeping a record, and you're not going to ever think about it until you're sitting across from your manager at a performance review being like, oh my God, what did I do? Yeah. And then you're like, this year I'm going to actually write everything down, and it never happens, but you should do it. Actually do it. I'm going to start next year.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
But I haven't been taking notes. But I think also like kind of off the back of that is like, if you don't keep a record, what can happen is when it comes to your performance review, you can like, it becomes like recency bias where you only start to talk about what you've done in the last 2-3 months. And yes, maybe you've done a lot in the last 2-3 months, but don't try to look at the whole year.
Yeah, because you might have done even better things 8 months ago that you've completely forgotten about, and that could be that could apply better to what you're trying to achieve, and it's just slipped out of your brain, basically.
Pretty much.
Which is, not a vibe, because you want to show up showing off your best self,
exactly.
Right? And how are you going to know your best self if you're not your own self researcher?
Yes, real
note taker.
Yeah, it's important to keep that keep that log. And
it is also like having that evidence if you are trying to negotiate a promotion or a pay rise, right? To be able to actually say, here's literally everything that I've done well during this time, and here's why I should be considered for this.
Real.
Instead of just walking and being like, I know I want to do this, but I don't know why.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is a lot of the time what I end up doing. Terrible advice. Don't do that.
No. I feel like my next tip is kind of similar.
Tell me.
Well, like it all kind of flows in together. Wild, because we're talking about the same topic. But get clear on what you want for your next role.
Oh, yeah.
And then I guess also align that to the business objectives. Don't just be, oh, I'd love to just like do ABC. Like try and link it to what the business goals are, which might require you to just think outside of the box of your own KPIs. But if you are clear on what you want to be doing next year, first of all, it takes the work out of it for your manager, and then all they have to do is champion you. But it's clarity. Like you're not going to get anywhere if you just go into your performance review and you're like, oh, these are all the things I've done. Boom.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Where do you want to grow? What training do you need? Get clear on it. Maybe even like have a couple of options if there's not one and you're not sure about if it aligns with what the business is doing. Have a couple of options.
Yes, 1000%. And off of the back of that, we love our tips episodes.
We do.
No, but like if you find that you are trying to figure out, okay, where do I want to go? Where is there room to move? And you're like stuck, like nothing appeals to you that already exists. You could potentially even do like a competitor analysis or look at what your competitors are doing and what they're doing well that potentially is missing from your business that you could phase your role into. Show that when you're at your review. Be like, they're doing this and like, I'm really good at this or I'm really passionate about this. I would love to start integrating this into my actual job description.
I love that.
And maybe it doesn't exist yet in your job. And you're the one who brings it over and creates a whole new role.
Just create a new role for yourself. That's actually so smart. I feel like I've done that before.
You would.
There was one time when I was working as a social media editor, but I really love video production and I wanted to do video content. So I asked for a slashy role.
Oh my God.
I was like, just give me both.
Nice.
Social media, I think it was like strategist / video producer.
Oh.
And so it was like worked into my role and I literally like, it was so random, but because I just loved making videos. So I wanted to do it. This is in the BuzzFeed YouTube era, by the way. I just wanted to be a part of that. So I was like, let me just slash and add it on.
And it kind of like, maybe initially when you look at it on a page, it doesn't really make sense. But when you know the context and you dive deep, it actually makes a lot of sense for those two roles to kind of marry, because you can take what you learn from doing that and apply it to the other thing that you do. And it just helps both things get better.
Not only did making the video, like not only did doing the strategy help me with making the videos, but making the videos helped me like get more across the process. So I had a better understanding of the challenges involved, which then helped me with strategy. Because I was like, this is actually impossible. Why am I suggesting it? Versus like,
which you wouldn't know.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, like create your own role. And also like, it's going to be, if you know your strengths and know what you love and you create a role around that, the company's going to get the most out of you. You're going to enjoy it more. Like it's a win-win.
It is. That being said, I'm going to reiterate that when you do take this to your manager, have all of your evidence.
Oh.
Because remember that they're not the one who did that research. They're not going to know that this is missing. They're going to be like, why are you trying to do this random thing?
Yes.
But because you've already done the work, you can literally be like, here's what X, Y, and Z are doing, and this is where this fits in.
Yeah.
Bring that to them.
100%.
Don't assume they know.
Don't.
Because they're probably not going to know.
No, they won't. I'm just going to go to my next tip because it's so relevant.
Yes.
It's like, because you just said the word evidence. Evidence over adjectives. This was a learning for me. I think one of my first performance reviews, I just went in there with thoughts. Like, oh, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm good at. This is what I've done. But you need the evidence. So like the impact of what you've done or what you want to do, what that means is giving a metric and like why it matters to the business, not just the metric. Because especially in like junior roles or like if you're in your earlier career, your KPIs might be linked to something specific. But if you can link that to the objectives of the wider business, that's gonna like cut through a lot more with your manager, I would say. So like, don't just describe things, have your metrics and your impact ready. And also not just vanity metrics. Like I think also another way, and this is very like specific to creative media, like content, but like don't just look at, for example, views, look at retention, look at growth, those metrics that have a little bit more weight. Like that's a clever way to kind of be like, okay, maybe this didn't get enough views, but 80% of the people that watched to the end. So people are engaged. You can be like clever with that.
This is so on starter side.
I was just going to say, this is my data. Like got 2 views, but everyone watched to the end.
Well, yeah, it's like you can't just look at the surface of success, right? You have to see what caused the success.
There's more stories to tell. There's so much in data. Love data. All right. I went 2 and 1. You go.
No, that's amazing. Okay. Taking it back to the reflection period. So before your review, maybe your workplace has like a worksheet for you to go through. Maybe they don't and they just have like guidelines and you write it up yourself. Whatever it is, I think it's so important. I think Mandy always says stop, start, continue. There you go.
Yeah.
So I think... And this is me speaking from personal experience, but I tend to get so bogged down with work, like the actual churning the things, that I forget about what the actual goal is.
Yeah.
So allowing yourself enough time to have a self-reflection outside of work and career, just in general, like what are my actual values? What am I trying to do with my life? Where do I want to end up considering the way the world is now? Because throughout our career, the world has shifted so many different ways to the point where roles like mine didn't exist 5 years ago. Like,
true.
Everything is changing so often that doing a self-reflection in the terms of like your actual future, not just within the company, just beyond, like where is my pathway here? Because your pathway will constantly be changing. Yeah. And if you don't let yourself reassess that, I would say once a year at least.
Oh, 100%.
Then you're causing yourself to be stuck in this cycle, and then you're going to end up feeling unfulfilled and like you are burnt out because you're not contributing to anything that actually means something to you.
I relate to this so much because when I was like 15, I wanted to be a radio presenter. I wanted to yap on a microphone. Kind of doing that now. But when I actually got experience, I realized that if you're presenting, you may not have as much control over what you're talking about. You may not get to actually press the buttons on the panel. You may not get to like choose what music is being played. Those are all different roles. And this goes back to my like radio law when I worked in radio. And so then it was like pivoting. I was like, okay, well, now I realize I don't want to just be the yapper. I want to be a producer because I want to like shape the show and the direction, pivot. And then I was like, wait, I don't just want to do that. I'm actually really enjoying doing digital and social stuff, pivot, like it's okay to pivot. It's not like you're failing. And I think that allows you to like feel like you're still progressing. And things change, as you said, so much. So,
and you'll remain passionate about your work that way. Otherwise, again, from experience, you will just be like, why am I here? What am I doing? And it ends up being so confusing because at one point you remember being so into it that you feel like you've lost yourself, but that's not the case. It's just that everything else has changed and you don't notice that until you reflect.
100%. Okay, my next tip is tell a story. Don't just list tasks. Show the before, what you did, what happened after, what the learning was, and like how you've been able to repeat that and integrate that into the process. Because like I feel like, and this is all based on my own experience with like past reviews, where sometimes I'll just be like, oh, hit this many followers on this account, hit this much output, like did this. It's like, yeah, great. But if you can weave a story around it, like the journey, how you got there, how you overcame challenges, like that.
That's such a good point.
It will like cut through a bit more. And I think it will show initiative and it shows like passion. I don't know.
No, you're so right, because it's one thing listing out things that you've done, but like providing the context around it. It is a narrative because, right, a narrative starts with what? Setting up the story, some kind of conflict happening, the conflict resolution, the end.
Yes.
It's like build that around. It's so smart.
For example, like a practical kind of as generic as possible example was like, I identified a gap in the market. I started X project to fill that gap. We learned A, B, and C off the back of that. The second time we did it, we adapted it. Now we have this process and this is what it's contributing to the business's goals. This is where I want to take it next year and level it up. This is the impact that will have. Here are the resources I need to do that.
Iconic.
Boom.
So good. It'll make your manager invested.
Yeah.
You're literally like causing them to feel like, oh my God, I'm on this journey now because you've told me all like the background.
Get them invested.
Yes.
Tell a story.
I think that's so valuable, is getting your manager invested in your career path and what you're doing. Obviously they should be invested, but people are busy. I think managers catch a lot of flack because people want them to basically parent their employees, and people will sometimes forget that they are on their own career path in the way that businesses are currently structured, which I don't agree with. I believe totalitarian, not authoritarian.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the chain down. Totalitarian is everyone's on the same level, everyone's voice matters, everyone's voice contributes. Managers are people whose primary goal is to manage people, not to do their own thing. That's where my ideal business structure is, because I don't think you can effectively manage people to the greatest extent when you have personal goals that don't revolve around making
the people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas, so if we restructured the idea of what a manager is and they became someone who's looking after people to get them to their goals, that would create such a much more effective business structure. And it's like, then it's not like, okay, but a manager's supposed to be more senior than you. Not in my model, because it's totalitarian. Everyone's on the same level. There is no senior.
I saw something about this once, about how, I think I was like researching dilemmas for one of these episodes actually. And I saw something and it was like, I'm a manager and I just found out that someone I manage and trained is getting paid more than me. Like this shouldn't happen. And then one of the comments was like, this makes sense because of course, a company would pay big bucks for talent. Think about sports teams. Like, do you think the coach is getting paid more than the players?
Or do you think the person who has been in that sports league and maybe going towards retirement is getting as much as the star player who is scoring all the goals because they're in their prime?
It's an interesting perspective. I love like your structure. I'd love to see like.
I think Virgin is very much the totalitarian.
The airline.
Yeah, what's his name? Richard
Branson?
Yes.
Yep. Wow.
He's totalitarian style.
How interesting. Let's do an episode where we like come up with new
models.
Yeah.
I love that. I would love to do that. My point was that you need to be responsible then for your own in doing that. Whatever.
We learned this from Mandy in our Surviving Horrible Bosses episode, where Mandy is our manager, by the way, for anyone who missed that. But one thing she said is that you are responsible for your own career growth. And sometimes it's hard to hear. I feel like people don't like to hear that.
No.
People, as you said,
because
want to be parented.
Ideal, it's like the ideal should be that your manager is the one who's keeping track of that. But that's just not how this capitalist society exists. Yeah. And you have to adapt your own
it's just
expectations.
Like, you get out of it what you put in.
Exactly.
If you're just going to like sit back and like wait for your manager to do things for you, you'll only get so far. People are going to be proactive. So if you want to like compete in that space, just be more proactive.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of managers and how they can help you and you babying them instead of the other way around.
Managing up.
It's managing up. But when you are doing your reflections and setting like, okay, this is what I want to do, make sure you are keeping in mind, how can my manager support this action? And then adding that in every step. Because if you're like, I want to do this, but you haven't actually told them how they can help you get to that, they're going to be like, that sounds great. And then 6 months down the line, they'll be like, what's happening with this that you told me about? And you're like, well, I haven't gotten any support, and you never asked for it in the first place.
Real.
Because you didn't add it into your review. So at each step, just be like, I could use more, like, I could do this if X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
It would be amazing if we got X, Y, Z so that I could X, Y, Z.
Love.
Like just adding like little bits where they can actually contribute. And then that way they'll know what you're expecting
what they
from
have to
them.
do. And I would like even like follow up after. Be like actionable points, what I need from you.
That's
what
a tip on its own.
Yeah.
Follow up.
Follow up in writing.
Yeah. Because I don't.
I mean, I feel like also with our performance review structure, it is very structured and it's there. So the follow-up is almost part of the process. So it's not on us to do that. But if your company's missing that, just take it upon yourself and just do it.
Yeah. And if you have initiated something from your review, be loud about it.
Oh, yeah.
Be like, hey, remember when we talked about this?
Yeah.
It's up. Like really just cheer for yourself.
Yeah, 100%. I actually didn't even write this down, but I just thought of it. So I'm just going to say it is look back at your last performance review before going into this review.
Yes.
Like you will probably be shocked at how much you've achieved. It'll probably give you a good jumping off point, like how to frame this. And you can also open it up with here's what I've achieved in the last year. If you haven't been keeping a log, which I haven't, that might help you like jog your memory of what you've done.
And this is why it's important to also like really get into it when you're doing your review, so that maybe if you do feel like you're not going to do things throughout the year, you know that I did so much detail. I
did so much
I
detail.
filled this out with so much detail that I can come back to it and I know exactly what I'm talking about. And you're setting yourself up for success there. Whereas if you kind of just go through putting in vague kind of dot points, you're not going to know what you were talking about when you go back. And it's such a powerful tool.
Don't be afraid to paragraph the hell out of it, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Like, tell the whole story, give all the numbers.
Use AI if you need to.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
For this.
Yeah. Yeah, love it.
If you are unsure about where your career path is headed or like what you should be talking about in your review, don't be scared to literally ask your manager.
Oh, yes.
Do you have a vision for me here? What do you think? Where do you think my skills are? Don't do it during the review. Do it before so that you can structure your review around what they say.
Yeah.
Because they might see something that you don't. A lot of the time we're our own worst critics. Your manager might be like, you're actually amazing at this, or like, you're a great mentor and I would love you to go into that direction. Until you ask them, they might think that you know just the same way that you assume that they know things. But having that conversation, and also it ties back to your first point on like, know what to expect when you walk in.
Yeah.
It's adding another layer to that, because then you know what your manager is expecting from you to put forward in that meeting. Or if you find that their answer is actually so rogue and you're like, I don't want to do that. Like that's so separate from what I actually want to do. Then you know how to approach that in your review and say, I know that you said that you would like me to go into this direction. I understand why you think that, but here's where my skills can also apply and where I feel more comfortable and where I see a gap in the business and can actually go into that. And then you can like discuss that instead of you going into the review saying, here's where I want to go. And your manager being like, I thought you'd want to go in this direction. And then it just gets confusing and it's not actually productive.
I agree. Have all the chats before. Like, don't be afraid to just ask. You're going to have your one-on-ones with your manager in the lead up anyway. So like have the conversations early, 100%.
And they'll expect that because it's not a typical one-on-one. Like, I think it's so important to remember that reviews are a separate thing from your regular catch-ups. You're allowed to have 6 catch-ups before your review to make sure that your review will go exactly how you want it to, because this is where you're asking for things. This is where you're trying to like get a promotion, get more money. You don't want to go in there and have the what's happening discussion, because then it's just going to delay that for probably another year until your next one.
Things take time.
Yeah.
So get on it early. Love that. Okay, my next tip is show the how as well as the what. So what this means is like highlight your personable skills, your collaborative skills, your innovative skills. I feel like a lot of it can sound like corporate jargon a lot of the time, but just weave it into your like self-review where you're like, I achieved this, but this is how I did it. I was collaborative with people beyond my team.
Yes.
I like, you know, whatever it is. Like, I think also another hack is like, if your company has like values, like I feel like a lot of them have like values. And again, it can sound a lot like corporate jargon, but even, yeah, as you said before, use AI to like help link it together and like shout about how you approach something, like challenges you overcame, your personable skills, because that's also something managers look at.
Yeah.
Beyond just what you're ticking off your list. So,
yes. It's, like I think we've even discussed it in the past, and this ties into my next and last tip. But people do expect you these days to go beyond your actual job description. That's just like, it's like your job description plus what else are you bringing to the business? That doesn't necessarily, I'm not telling you to work more. Please don't. Like, that's not what I'm saying. What, like, it's more so around what you're contributing to the business, like culturally.
Yes.
Like and literally what you said, right? Like, what else are you bringing? Are you helping people when they have like a random rogue thing that's gone wrong and you're like, I actually know how to fix that in 2 seconds. You just got to do this. Are you part of a culture, like a culture club, like a committee that helps organize events for people? Are you keeping morale up? Was there a situation that there was change happening and you were the one who was guiding the team through it? Little things like that that actually might not have anything to do with your job description written down, that's still relevant stuff to bring up during a performance review.
And super valuable.
Yeah. Like, it's 50-50. Like, what vibes are you bringing to the business and are you actually doing your job?
Yeah.
Like, those are the two things. Don't just focus on one. Don't just focus on the other one. Bring them together. Show how they correlate. Everyone loves a collaborative environment.
Oh.
Everyone loves it.
Yeah.
So as long as you're, obviously, again, please don't just do this is the whole personality hire thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you're actually completing your tasks so that the business is like, what I'm paying you for is getting completed. But the stuff that you do around that, I think is so important to bring up because they'll either be asking for it. I know that we do here. People, they want to know what you're contributing beyond in terms of like your vibe.
Yeah.
But also it's just anyone can complete a set tasks list, right? Like any person with the same skills can, but someone who actually might be passionate about a company and therefore is, going out and doing X, Y, and Z, or someone who I've completely lost my thoughts.
Like, I think what you were saying is like, don't just do one. And like, I feel like if you can show that you hit the company values, you're collaborative, you're doing stuff outside of your job description, it could set you apart from someone else that's just ticking things off.
Yes. Yeah.
So
it literally could even just be the vibe that you bring, like uplifting everyone, making them feel good.
Yeah.
That's so important.
Celebrating everyone's work, shouting about everyone's wins.
Yep. That all contributes. That helps people work better at their jobs.
Yeah.
And that is important.
100%. Okay, my last tip. Advocate for scope, not just pay, but especially when you want higher pay. So I don't think you'll ever get success if you just walk into a performance review and you're like, I want more pay. I think you need to like ask for bigger responsibilities or ask for ways to prove yourself in other areas. And again, this doesn't mean adding more work to your plate. It's about prioritizing what's going to make the most impact and stop, start, continue. What are the things that you're doing that actually don't make a difference? And advocating yourself to be like, I want to work on bigger projects. I want to have a hand in strategy. And like advocate for that, because then that will then help justify a pay rise for you later on. That it's not just going to happen. You have to have something to show for. So if you feel like a pay rise is not coming your way, advocate for bigger projects and bigger responsibilities that you can work on that can get you there. And also don't be afraid to ask for a timeline. Like if it sounds like you're not getting a pay rise at the performance review, be like, okay, what do I need to do in the next 12 months to get me to that place?
Yeah.
What bigger projects can I work on? So, yeah.
I never know how to ask for a pay rise. I just wait for them to tell me, which is so bad because most of the time they won't. They won't give you one if you're not asking.
I think you have to like show what you've done and how it's impacted the business goals and how it's been more than what you did before. I think that is a way of doing it.
And I mean, I think mostly, at least for me, I have to get it out of my head that asking for a pay rise is embarrassing. It's almost like
real.
Like the meme
Can
of
I
like,
have more money,
it's
please?
so
Please,
what do you
sir,
mean?
can I have some more
Literally,
money?
why is it embarrassing? Like, it's so normal. You should be asking for more money, but it feels like I don't want to ask for that. Like, they should just give it to me. It literally reminds me of that like freaking meme where it's like, why is having a job so embarrassing? Like, everyone knows that I need money. That's so embarrassing.
Oh my God, real.
It's like, like normal.
Yeah.
Everyone does it.
Everyone needs it. And
It's-
also off the back of that, like be confident.
Yes.
Don't be embarrassed. It can feel embarrassing, but like advocate for yourself loud and proud. Back it up with the evidence. Back it up with the company values.
They would love that. Talk about the values.
They love it. They froth it. This is the time to be loud and proud. If you feel nervy, we love this. Pretend.
Yep.
Pretend.
Yeah, act like your own publicist. Walk into that meeting pretending to be your publicist.
Yes.
Obviously, don't be
that.
like, here's what Hameda has achieved. This
Yeah. But that's the energy.
Yes.
That's the energy.
Yeah. Here's what I've achieved.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah, we love pretending.
We say it every episode, but it really is a hack.
It's just try it. If you haven't tried it, just try it.
Yeah.
Just try it.
I think that rounds out our tips episode for performance reviews. Good luck, everyone.
Yes. I feel like hopefully you are geared up now to get onto it and get into it and get yourself that promotion and that pay rise because you deserve it.
You deserve it. Don't be afraid. Now's the time to yell about yourself.
You can add us to your little performance. Be like, I'm bettering my corporate life by listening to this podcast that tells me how to be a great worker in this industry.
Oh my God, if you do that, can you please send it to us? I would love to hear that.
Because this is education.
Personal development.
Exactly.
Professional development.
This counts.
Yeah. Office Hours with Sohan and Hameda is a Val Morgan Digital production and part of the BuzzFeed Australia network. Have a question or topic you want us to cover or a workplace dilemma you want us to unpack? Send us a DM on Instagram at officehoursbf or drop us an email on officehours@valmorgan.com.au.
For more, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at officehoursbf. You can follow Sohan on socials at Sohan Judge and follow Hameda on socials at It's Hameda.
Our music is by Jasic. Make sure to hit subscribe or follow so you don't miss an episode. And if you like what you hear, please rate us 5 stars and tell your friends to clock in.